Good morning and welcome to Scotland. We are currently parked up next to this beautiful loch. I've been riding yesterday. We've done 23 miles or so, and Tani is just currently playing with the water. Welcome to the channel, and if you've not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, have a look at the other videos, predominantly mountain biking. If you're new to the channel, you'll find lots of mountain biking content, things like the gorge walk I've recently done. Have a look at that. I've got a kayak and a paddleboard, and there's just other random activities that we generally do. My log cabin on wheels. This is the executive coach, and these have a better shaped tailgate for a garage. The concept is something that I had on my mind for a good 2-3 years before I actually built this, and it eventually came into fruition. As you can see, it's a right hand sliding door, which is unusual in the UK. The entrance features a reclaimed piece of oak. A friend offered to me, perfect timing, as I didn't have a piece of wood for this, and it was the perfect height for the corner piece holding up the log burner. Underneath, I've used a piece of Hessian sack as a shoe storage area. At the entrance, it just seemed to make sense. Underneath, you could actually see an axe, which was actually my gran's, so I've polished that up and burnt the handle on it just so it fits nicely in with the rest of the decor. The opposite side, I've got an old rug, which is a genuine Scottish woolen travel rug. My mum sewed that together, so it's actually double thickness. The insulation on it is incredible, and that was actually my great-grand's. So again, a bit more sentiment there. The log burner everybody asks about, the log burner is by Outbacker. It's been an incredible addition. I will just show you now. It came with a nice baking tray and a grill. The size of it is fantastic. Again, is plentiful for fire, with a hot plate on top of it. So the chimney itself goes obviously up through the ceiling, and the extension I put on easily just slots on over the top. Nice kiln jar with my firelighters in, plenty of wood stack in a nice Hessian basket, and poker, which the petrol heads will probably be kind of impressed with, is a couple of snap-on spanners, which if you're in the know, you'll probably appreciate that. So the height in here for standing is actually 6 foot. It's on 18mm solid house floorboards. The bed area, I have 18 inches between the ceiling and the top of the mattress. So the bed area is king size width and double in length. I've got a light in the middle at the top, and I've also got the extractor fan above the window. I've got my little Hessian pouch there, which I keep the phone in overnight, and to the back I've now got a couple of USBs and a light switch. Plenty of space. It doesn't look it on camera, but it quite happily sleeps two people up here, no problem. Ceiling, I've actually put maps on. I've got the Lake District, and I've also got the Forest of Bowland, two places which are quite close to my heart. So there is a lot of time gone into the aesthetics of this build, and the woodwork. I just love following the contours. There's a lot of time gone into some of these knotted pieces just to add the detail, and this long piece across the bottom of the overhead storage is actually an offcut from the main counterpiece. The main piece I actually bought brand fire new in cellophane. It was absolutely pristine condition, and my mates thought I was a little bit crazy when what I did was pull it out of the cellophane and chucked it on the floor, jumped up and down on it to age it with all these random marks. I then took I think there was 2-3 axes and placed them all the way along that edge to get a beautiful slice off, to get it to the correct width that I wanted. So the fridge is purely 12 volt, and I've had it in here a couple of years now. It's got a freezer compartment up at the top, and it's been plentiful size wise, decent volume in it, but I can't remember what. To the side of the fridge I have my cupboard, which I store all my clothes in, and it also hides the solar controller. It's got a 240 set up in there, and it's also got the switch for my extractor fan, which is located above the bed. I also keep a small dehumidifier in there, which is fantastic. I have my built-in step, which enables people to climb up onto the bed a lot easier via the worktop as well. So the clock has a temperature gauge in the middle. Love my bottle opener, absolutely gorgeous piece. I've got a little shelf up here that I've not figured out what to use for yet. Despite having this 3 years, I've still not put anything there. I always keep my speaker off the hook, which I basically put here for keys. Little spanner on a really nice delicate piece of wood holds up the bench. The bench I've made out of old tools as the leg, and that folds down and can quite easily sit 2 people. When you're parked up somewhere like this, you can admire the view, which isn't bad. Glass jars, which I keep essentials in, bit of coffee, sugar, hot chocolate. I've got my meat cleaver, which was a handmade meat cleaver. Incredible piece, absolutely beautiful piece, and that will definitely be a forever piece. So the lighting in here is all custom made LED strips underneath wood. I'm using rocker switches for these just because of the aesthetics, and I've got one underneath the kitchen area, which is plentiful for cooking at night. It's not overpowering either. The one above the bed is very similar, again on a rocker switch, but a beautiful piece of wood. Cooker I've used as a twin hob out of a house. Quite cheap but perfect, does the job, it's fantastic. I cut the sink out of a full-size pretty much kitchen sink. I've basically trimmed it down and made it work for me. I use a rocker switch for the water, so the water is just on off through a copper pipe that a friend bent for us, and I managed to fit easy enough. The overhead storage, I keep all my essentials, the stuff that I want to get real quick. So I keep my GoPro boxes there, a couple of hats, I've got raincoat, cool hoodie, Tani's lead, obviously the all ever essential hammock, and a dry robe. So the shower area is something that I've not shown anybody. It's not actually finished. I do have everything for the shower for the build apart from the actual cladding for the walls, and I'm still skeptical about what to do with that in the style. At the moment it is literally just a drying room stroke storage area. I keep Tani's food in there. There's the step for the outside if I ever use it, but it is kind of ready to go as a shower area. I've just not actually felt the need for it because I'm usually parked next to water that I can go and jump in. What did we do yesterday, Tani? What did we do yesterday? 23 miles on the bike, sweetheart. 23 miles. Didn't faze her. Not even bothered. So the garage area, as said, is what I built the bus around. And what we house in here is enough space for 2 bikes. I've actually got a paddleboard in here at the moment, but I also have my toolbox sat at the back with 4 boxes. Obviously I have space for another box as well. I've got 2 water tanks in here, one at either side, one for pure drinking water, and this one is my what I call a river water tank. This one I basically used for the jet wash, and it will be used for the shower as well. So I've got the showers, filter, pump, water heater, etc. is already here, just nothing actually plumbed into the shower as yet. I keep a pair of waffle boards, which I've never used, but something I don't want to use. So I've got a refillable gas bottle on this side, which is just LPG, which is incredibly handy. That's a gas it bottle kit. I keep just an empty drum for water, for refilling. I've got a couple of sets of leveling blocks, some small ones easily accessible, some bigger ones accessible there. The obligatory camping chair and windbreak. I've got my tools further back. Always keep basic tools for changing a wheel or any other kind of things I need to maybe do. So the solar controller is at the back there, next to one of the batteries. I've got 2 of the batteries totaling 440 AH of power. It's a 1000 watt inverter for the 240s, which I've just run an extension lead into the front. The waste tank I keep up at the side for whenever I'm on a site, more accessible tools, and a grease tub in the top. And the jet wash obviously on this last point. That's the garage.